typically, I say, very rarely do we see players utilize the, we'll say the PQ mechanic of the turret. Right there, shots. Final goes down. Big pickup, first elimination for Ball, 49 points. But yeah, the loadout is excellent. It kind of covers everything that he's going to need in any given moment. Right? Approach from Liquid, smack the bottom of the screen. A lot of players that have been in the top 10 multiple times. Players on their way all the way back to the top. The launch pad out. Good rotation right now. The later you get into the game, the less value a launch pad has, because unless you're going to ramp up above and use it with the horizontal trajectory, which, don't get me wrong, is very, very good. But if you're trying to go for verticalities, by the way, the player lands in the same box, quick trap, it's not going to go down, but Zlen still pays the price for trying to change space. The last one either. Oh my gosh, the number of players flying around above is insane. Space. Can he fall through Kennedy? Kennedy goes down. Sorry, that got ridiculous. The late game launch pads, they lose value because the more time you spend in the air, the more opportunities other players have to take shots as the storm starts to close. Spades shooting the wall to other players. Be careful. The box up. Keep on rolling.
You can be cheeky with the launch pad too. Utilizing that ramp to give you like that forward momentum and speed.
I propose a challenge to anybody out there. You set up a launch pad with an angle that shoots an opponent player into a box filled with their own traps. I would take value $50. That would be ridiculous. Just right in.
Like they go flying, they hold forward, and they're like, wait, that's a box.
Last second.
That was
Barely made it in. 3 HP. He's got to stay just ahead of the storm.
anyone could just breathe in his direction.
This is one of those moments when you're thinking, I need to find a spot or a spot and watch for me. This might be the one. The campfire is what gives it away right now. Spades decided to push the ball, rotate around the bottom, the shot behind the corner at it. Not enough, and he finds them down underneath. Big attempt from Spades. 3 seconds to scoop it in. 15 points. Right now, Spades are top 25. Bring it all the way in the open high ground, it looks like. So good with the ball, which you don't see too often. Kind of a risky play unless you have something like a shot. He does have drop it down, so he's inside the safe zone. Takes a lot of tips in the storm, and that's the time for a slow. Yeah. Big dice.
Big dice. So don't forget, it does take quite a while. It's 1 HP a second. He's got a long time before he's back in fighting conditions. Someone does go for the high ground challenge.
Above you still have one fall damage. You can hear that.
Yeah. I think that's what the player. So this player above Hornet knows Hornet's down below. But like you said, he's heard the ball he deploys. It's a very distinct sound. He's probably just trying to keep himself safe. Hornet's trying to get aggressive here. He wants his elimination. Okay. All right.
Long play there. Good. Definitely getting beat. He shot from above. He was potentially challenging a player that he was not going to beat. They're behind. Gets caught in their own end. Goes for the try. The pyramid play can't get Hornet. So Gal pays the price themselves. Give up that first elimination. 14 players left from the top 15 now for that second placement. Okay. Wants to go inside. CWD. There's going to have one more push rotation inside. Poach in your feed eliminated as well.
Oh, there's players all around Lupo.
Right underneath another player. They're holding it down. Trying to reset the ramp underneath. Can't get it 3 times. Gonna have to melee their way through. Oh, very tense situation here. Smacking your feet, picking up and rolling down to the top 9. Hornet on 36.
Oh my God!
3 elims now for Hornet. A big reactive shot there to stay in this game. A chance for minis. Has 2 ARs. Not a big deal there, but the combat shotgun gonna come in big late game. Looking for headshots. Looking for angles from underneath. Hornet pushing forward. 66 builds left. Severe. The open high ground. Players sandwiched in the middle. You hate to see somebody go down. Now they get the top 5, but here it is as the last set of placement points go out for everybody left alive. Severe. Shadow. Nick Pool. Midas and Hornet. The ultimate low ground. You're going to be able to get it off. Going to have to push through this wall. Stay inside. Last second. That might be enough. Coming in from underneath, you see Shadow in the open high ground, popping those moves. There's a natural campfire. He hit it real quick. He does.
Okay.
No chance for a take, but he finds Shadow and gets the elimination. The victory royale. A cool little dance move to top it off. Well played, Hornet.
That's the dance I know how to do, sort of. Bro, that was great. So much happened. Like,
A lot happened in a second.
Like, technical skill-wise, game sense-wise, knowing how to, like, get players to do what you want them to do.
Hornet's heads up flick while rotating in the last second to stay alive.
Yes!
Was huge.
Against Smash insane. Literally jumped over his head, 180 flipped him.
Made his way left away, and well played there.
And you got to think, too, that's going to affect Smack's potential leaderboard too, right? Maybe that shuts him down, and maybe that could have been his last game. We don't know how that's going to affect the standings until we take a look later on. Don't forget, there's only the 6 spots here.
At least go.
That was insane.
At least Golden Boy is not good. JVW feed picking out complexities. Macwood, 46 players now. That's a very early elimination for the player from complexity. Sentinels, Animals, 0 eliminations, 63 builds. Some minis, some shadow. We're starting to see a trend. Let me just put this out there. You let me know if you agree or not.
All right.
Consistency across the board for one or 2 mobility items and a heal. And
Yes.
if it's not 2 mobility items, it's only 1. I would say potentially 2 heals, and then the last utility slot, if it's not 2 heals, you could say is a heavy sniper or flintlock.
Yes. So
It's
typically
like
we're
every
seeing
single loadout.
pretty much exactly that. So it's either going to be 2, like let's say it's like a rift, some kind of mobility, 2 heals. Sometimes we see people, even if they're lucky to find them along the game, we've seen people with like 6 half shields, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 whole slots dedicated to 3 half shields apiece. And then you're like, oh, this guy just wants to fight the whole time.
I want to make a point, too, so that it's not misconstrued what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that everyone runs the exact same thing all the time because it's the only thing to run. I'm saying people are running the same consistent builds because consistency is huge in a BR game. And if you have a loadout that is consistently showing top performance, players are going to favor it. That's something to take note of if you're trying to step your own game up. Maybe you're not going to make it to this World Cup, but I guarantee you there's going to be events from Epic for Fortnite in the future. This ain't the end, believe me. And so learning those kind of setups and watching how the meta changes as the game evolves. I mean, we're getting updates that change things weekly. So you have players every single time that they're, and this has been, at this point, y'all, if you have not accepted that is Fortnite, you need to just accept that that's Fortnite. Now, let's all finally settle and say, yes, it is a game that includes an evolution of meta constantly, which means the players are constantly being pushed to try and figure out how to play the next setup the best. And that's good. You want that because I'm gonna be very honest with you. From a spectator side, I feel like potentially a level of staleness would happen if you're like, all right, we're back to a pump shotgun and an SMG to swap to. Pump shotgun, SMG to swap to. I feel like the combat shotgun has created more opportunities for back-to-back-to-back eliminations. You see Fiber going down there to Animal. It's just a situation where the game is trying to evolve in a way that makes it more representative of higher skill players and less representative of this guy is really good at the one thing all the time. You want to see people that can do it all.
Right.
You want the jack of all trades players to shine because they're the ones that have really put in a crazy amount of effort. They have skill, the knowledge to pick up everything about the game that they can as it changes. Sorry, I'm so long-winded about this. I'm very passionate about competitive Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's become such a big piece of what I do and what you do, especially you. I mean, you've been around for a long time.
Just about the beginning. Just about.
Exactly. And so it's like, it's just one of those things I want to see the game evolve and grow in a healthy way. And I know there's some people that are not happy with how the game is now, but you have to at least admit, those people have to at least admit that they're happy with the way that, I mean, an esport has continued to evolve. It has. It's undeniable.
Yeah, sure. And maybe just like expand upon that just a little bit more. Fortnite is an ever-evolving game. And it is a battle royale, and there is some kind of randomness involved in that, right? Like you land in a POI, and there's some form of random.
Well, you can
generated.
harness that.
Correct, and it's why these players excel is because they can minimize that randomness factor, right? That, like you said, their consistency. What can they do to minimize that randomness and give them an edge, which then propels them forward and continues moving forward? Unknown, great example. He knows what he does best. His rifling skills, his combat skills, his long-range shots. He's in a great position to do this, right? He didn't just land on this loadout. He worked for this loadout. He said, where do I need to go? When do I need to fight? Do I need to fight now?
To get it?
Exactly. There's so much. Like, on the surface, Fortnite may seem like, I guess, borderline one-dimensional, kind of, but there's actually so much depth to the game.
I wouldn't even say on the surface it seems that way. You've got building and shooting and strategic positioning.
Yeah,
there's a lot to it.
Elevation, game changes, what you land with, you know, how you're feeling on the day, what your skills like, where you've spent your time. Have you done your shooting practice? Have you gone into playgrounds before then to practice up your building skills? There's so much. This is why I love Fortnite, dude. You're gonna make me nerd out, and we're gonna have long conversations about this.
This has been Deep Thoughts with Lupo and Zeke. Meanwhile, top 5 situation. My apologies for all that. Unknown from KNG with 6 eliminations. 19 builds. That Rift may or may not come into use here. It'll be tough to know just yet. TJ, the ultimate low ground. We're already in a top 3. The swap there, Baltic, Dylan, Glow Navy going down outside in the storm. Unknown dropping in and challenging Jayfree, but he actually gets dropped all the way to the bottom. Stuck top to bottom of TJ.
Oh my!
Box, the traps.
Oh my gosh, he completely shuts down Jayfree. But look at the health difference. If he's not careful, dude, and they spend time in the storm, Jayfree has health advantage. He's got to be really careful how he approaches this.
The slurp, though, Unknown could potentially pop it. Should here momentarily, I almost anticipate. Here we go.
Do you think he just waits for him to drop down and try and riffs him and hopes that the slurp is enough to tick him over?
We'll see. Moving with the storm, Jayfree in the ultimate high.
He's still ticking
13. Up. No builds for Unknown. He's going to have to... Yep, there we go. The shots. Combat shot coming from underneath. Can't quite connect.
20.
Does not tick out to the storm. Instead, finds a shot on Jayfree. The celebratory rift to go into the sky. Unknown, well played. No builds left. No problem.
Bro, that was absolutely insane. Sundown, Monster D-Face. Was that not just the craziest end to that game?
That ending was absolutely absurd. Nice celebratory rift there from the controller lord, KNG Unknown. Well done to get the victory royale there. But not only was it a fantastic finish to that match, that is it from NA East. It's done. All the matches are played. The standings are final, and Monster and I are going to break them down.
Dude, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? OMG, boys. So first off, Clicks qualified, right?
Top 3 spots.
Scratch
again. We've talked about the sharing before. Clicks, Clarity, and then KNG's Unknown in the last one will take those top 3 spots. But 6 spots are still up for grabs, and you'll see the next 6 fill them out. So congratulations, Cosmic, Tuzi, Legidian, Aspect, Hornet, and Creo. I'm telling you, that had to be the most nerve-wracking final hour for Aspect. We saw him finish on 60 points. He was in 2nd place. These last 4 right here, from Aspect to Fernando, were all at 60 points. Aspect had the 2 victory royales that pushed him up into 7th. Hornet had 1 that pushed him up into 8th. Creo had 0. Fernando had 0. The difference, average eliminations, average points, all of them average placement. Creo owned all the tiebreakers. He had all of them afterward, was slightly ahead, 3.8 to 2.8, 18 to 3.6, and the average point 7.5 to 6.0. Talk about every interaction mattering. Well, all the tiny little ones and the differences add up. Congratulations to all 6 of you, the final ones, joining us at the Fortnite World Cup final from NA East. But now I think it's time to punch tickets.
Absolutely is, and there it is. That's 1.
Cosmic up there on the board in
That's
first.
2.
Tuzi in second. Go ahead, Monster. You can grab that
one. I'll get this guy too right here, man. Legidian, you made it.
Aspect as well. That must have been. Oh wait, it's Lupo. We've been over this before.
You sure you want to? Are you feel? Okay. This guy, man.
He tried his best. It's all right. They talk about his snipes, but not about his ability to punch tickets. Creo in the last spot. Lazarus will have a member at the Fortnite World Cup final. Again, congratulations. But you can see out of the 19 spots up here, only 17 have been filled. We have 2 more for you coming out of NA West. But for now, we're going to go on a quick, well, not so quick. We're going to go on a 30-minute break in between the regions. Go walk your dog, get some water, get a nice little meal in you, because when we come back, the rest of the NA West matches in the final 2 spots will be punched for the solos competition to the Fortnite World Cup final. We'll be right back.